Hey, what's up, amigos? How you doing? Hope you're all doing well. It's great to see you. I hope you're all having a great Wednesday. Today we're going to be doing our Dish Wars results. So pizza rolls, and also I want to do like a higher hydration dough today. And also whole wheat, so a little bit different. So we're going to make a homemade sauce as well, so a nice, beautiful tomato sauce to go with it. We're going to have lots of different cheeses on there. We've got some cured meats as well to go on there, some peppers. Also got a little bit of green chili I want to use up as well, so I'm going to make it a little, not too spicy, just a little bit of a kick into it as well. So we're going to let that kind of proof the dough, and then we're going to knock it back, and then we're going to roll 2 lots out of it. So I'm going to do a 500 gram dough today, and then we're going to cut them into nice little swirls, let them prove a little bit, and then straight into the oven to cook up a cheeky, beautiful store. So yeah, what was I working out? 500 grams, so I want majority of this to be wholemeal, so I'm going to say 350 grams of wholemeal and about 150 of bread flour. 150 of this, of bread flour. So I was going to play around with the hydration a little bit today. 342, almost there now. Right, so 350 there, beautiful. So that makes 500, so 150 of brown flour. I'm going home. All right, wait, I'm already home. Sorry, 350 of whole wheat flour and 150 of bread flour. So, goodness me. 10 or 12 grams, something like that. I don't want to go too crazy with the sugar. About the same, really. 12 grams of salt. I'm just going to kind of crush this up in my hand a little bit because these flakes are a little bit big. I need a touch of oil, so the fat content. So about 30 ml. Yeah, around about 30 ml. You can use whichever oil you want to use. Oh, I'm not using that. Goodness me. We need the fat content to help give it that softness. So I'm going to go for about 30 ml. Now, you can use whichever oil you want, whether it's vegetable oil, canola, whichever you prefer. So 30 grams or 30 ml. What do you mean 30 grams? 30 grams is the same weight as in mil. So I want about 355 ml of warm water. Now, super important. With the temperature of the water, you want it about, I wouldn't say tepid, but warm. So I would say in the optimal, in my opinion, you can go up to 40 Celsius, but I like to go 35 Celsius, which is 95 Fahrenheit for you Fahrenheit people. So we're going to do a different type of kneading because it's going to be a higher or wetter kind of consistency, sorry. We're going to be basically pinching and folding rather than kneading with the heels. So I wanted to show you guys and gals a different way of doing a higher hydration. Also, we need the yeast content before I start pouring this in, because, you know, yeast is kind of super important in this. So I want about roughly 4 teaspoons of yeast, I believe so. So I'm going to use dry yeast. Right, so mixing this up until this dissolves. So that's all dissolved very nicely. What we're going to do is give this a nice little mix up as well. So this is going to be very sticky. So, well, I'm expecting it to be very sticky because it's a 70% hydration. So I'm just going to put the one hand in, just kind of mixing it. And once it's kind of formed together, what we're going to do is going to get some water. I don't think this is actually going to be too sticky. I might need to add a little touch more water. Because I had a feeling about this, right? The thing is with wholemeal flour, right? Wholemeal flour absorbs a lot more water than regular white flour. So yeah, this is not actually very sticky at all. I could probably actually knead this by hand. So I might add a little touch more water, not too much. As you can see, it's not too sticky. It's actually binding together. So I'm just going to add another like 25. Right, we want a little bit of warm water just to kind of dampen your hands. This is the easiest way to kind of knead it. Right, so what I'm doing is just basically giving this a knead. Just dabbing my hand in the flour, goodness me, in the warm water, and then we're just going to kind of pinch it using my index finger and my my thumb. Right, I feel like we're almost there. I'm going to give one more pinch, one more fold, and then we should be good. There we go. There's that beautiful dough. So what we're going to do, we're going to cling it. I feel like it's not going to go over the cling film, but I'm just going to put a little touch of flour over the top, just to make sure it doesn't touch the cling film, because if it does, it might stick, and you might have a nightmare on your hands. So I'm just going to have a little dust in the flour on there. I'm going to go put this into my warm room as well, to make sure that's all going to prove very nicely. Let's go wash my hands. Let's give this a nice little clean down, and we can start on the tomato sauce. So we're going to make the tomato sauce for the pizza rolls. Where's my mat so we don't slip and slide? Might be useful. So what we're going to do, top and tail. To make sure my knife is nice and sharp to go. Yeah, we're good. We're good for now. We're also going to get some garlic and also a little touch of fresh thyme as well. What we're going to do is cut the onion down into little layers horizontally, but also leave in a nice little cheeky finger width at the end, so we're not cutting all the way through. Obviously, the more layers you get through this, the more finer dice you're going to get out of it. So, and then obviously once we've been through that, we're going to go down vertically, doing the same thing, not cutting all the way through. And then we're just going to turn it on its side. Just give it a nice little cheeky slice. Now when you get to the end part, stop right there. I'll show you what you want to do with the end part. So instead of carry on slicing, just cut it exactly the same into 3, and then just slice across. There you go. Half an onion done already. No work, no effort, not having to go over it again. It's done. Easy. Okay, so it's our 3 garlic cloves. If you want to go 4 or even 6, or if you want to go 2. Whatever you fancy or whatever you prefer. Even if you want to kind of maybe roast some garlic off to have more of a milded roasted flavor, you could roast off maybe 6 bulbs, or 6 cloves, sorry. 6 bulbs would be a hell of a lot. 6 cloves until they're just kind of browned off, obviously still in the skin. Let them cool down, peel them, and you can chuck roasted garlic into your sauce and then have a nice roasted garlic flavor background profile. So I'm just picking the thyme leaves down. We're only going for a little few cheeky sprigs of thyme. Why are you taking the leaves off? So I don't have to fish out the stalks later on. So we can just cook it straight down. If you don't like the leaves as they are, or they're too big for you, you can dice them up if you want, but honestly, they will cook down and you'll not even notice. So what about a tablespoon of oil, veggie oil, canola, olive oil if you want to use olive, you know, whatever you prefer. Whatever takes your fancy, right? So, there we go. Let's put this back on the heat. Right, so we're putting the onions and garlic and thyme into the pan, so we're going to sweat these down on a medium heat. You don't want it going too fierce, so careful you don't burn it. If they caramelize a little touch, that's fine. Just careful you just don't burn it. That's the most important thing. Alrighty, so those onions are looking good. It's starting to caramelize a little bit, so I'm just going to take it off the heat, or turn the heat down. So I'm just going to pull it off a sec while we dice these up. Let's give these a little quick wash. Okay. Oh, kind of missed that one there. So I'm going to dice this up. Skins, seeds, everything. All that beautiful flavor in there. Drop in those little cheeky bad boys right there. So, can of tomatoes. Right, so we're going to drop that in there. Also going to add a touch of water, otherwise this is going to be a little too thick right now, because we need to let it cook down. So we're going to add a little touch of water in there, because it's going to be on the stove for about an hour or 2, just really kind of cooking down, reducing. So hence why we're adding the water. So by the time it's finished, it should be about the right consistency and we can blend it up. So if you're going to ask how much, about 300 ml. You don't want to go too crazy with it, of water. A little honey and a little vinegar. So I'm going to go about a tablespoon of cider vinegar in here. I'm going too crazy with it because obviously the acidity. And we might need a tablespoon or 2 of honey as well. Don't go too crazy with it. Might put a 1 in to begin with. I'll have a taste later if I need to adjust it later. That's absolutely fine. So put about 1 in here as well. There we go. That's the tomato sauce. It's ready to go. Not to serve up, obviously, but to cook down. So we're going to turn this down to a low heat. That's going to cook for about a couple of hours, 1 or 2, and then we're going to blend it down later on. I guess we can grate the cheese and get that done. I'm going to wash this board up because we've had like all sorts of things on here. Let's use up this English coastal. Let's grate this down. So I'm going to do the mozzarella as well. So this is part skimmed. You'd be like, chef, that looks really like tough for mozzarella. Yeah, it is. It's because it's part skimmed, hence why different texture. We got Swiss, we got English coastal, and we've also got quite a considerable amount of part skimmed mozzarella as well. Right, I'm not going to go too crazy on the ham because I'm going to leave a few slices left. So this is Calabrese. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Probably not, but it's okay. So we're going to have a few of those on there. I'm going to slice them up though because they're a little bit big. Right, how's that bacon looking? It's not too far off. It's almost there. So I'm probably going to blend down my tomato sauce very shortly. So I'm just going to turn that right down. We want to go check on the dough. So let's go check on the dough very quickly. We're going to knock that back. Oh, I did want to check on the peppers. If those peppers are no good, I'll get rid of them. But if they're okay, we'll use them. Actually, I might need to chop these in half. Yeah, they're fine. Absolutely fine. So I'm going to chop these in half. Just kind of cut them down because they're a little bit too like kind of long and strandy. So that's fine. That is certainly proved. Oh, it has stuck. Right, so what you want to do, if it has stuck to the cling film, gently. There you go. And it comes off nice and clean. So if it ever sticks to the cling film, just pull it off really, really slowly and really gently. And then you'll have no issues there whatsoever. Right, so that bacon is done. I'm going to leave the oven on because we're going to be putting the bread in. Not just yet because I want to let it proof as well. So, yeah, I'm going to leave it on for the time being. So, that beautiful crispy bacon. I'm just going to drain off that fat before it sticks to the pan and solidifies and whatnot. It's not actually too sticky. I say that and it just sticks to my fingers. So just going to wet my hands a little bit. I don't want to use too much flour. I'm just going to kind of fold it. So I'm just going to pop that back into the bowl. So beautiful. Just going to cling film it over. It's not going to prove that much more. If it does, we'll just knock it back again. So I'm just going to use this just to give it a little bit of a flour on top. But we're going to come back to it in a second. I need to blend up my tomato sauce first. So just blending up this beautiful tomato sauce. I feel like it needs a little touch more honey, and then obviously the seasoning. Chat, do you want to taste it? Open wide, chat. Here it comes. Meow. Oh, bacon, how I've missed thee. Oh my goodness me. Smoky, crispy bacon. It's the way to go. Look at that beautiful dough. Fantastic. Right, so it's proofed again. It's proven like a cheeky little dough. It's doing very well. Okay, so I'm going to cut this in half and then roll half of it. But I need to get this like super kind of thin because we're going to roll it. It needs to be as like thin as possible. I need to kind of also. Oh, watch my knife. Just give that a little dust in as well. Okay, I feel like we're about there with this. So let's get the sauce on. Now I don't want to go too crazy on the sauce because when we roll it, it's going to kind of like not squashed together, but you don't want like kind of sauce spewing out the sides. Do you know what I mean? So kind of gonna not go too thin on it either. Just a nice little kind of so you know it's there. Right, so a little bit of cheeky peppers in here as well. Wednesday. So make sure I keep enough for the second round as well, because we've got another lot of lovely things to pop in here as well. Right, cheese. So I'm going to go start with the Swiss. Oh. So a little bit of Swiss in there for like that kind of nuttiness. Mozzarella. This is part skim mozzarella, by the way. Just let you know. Kind of spread this out so it's all good. Oh, chef, do you know what I forgot to do? And I'm hoping it's not sticking. If it is, then rip. Extra flour underneath, but that's okay. Right, so what we're going to do is just roll this up nicely. Yeah, it should be fine. It shouldn't stick to the table. I did actually dust it pretty well. So it's going to be very delicate to kind of roll, because I can already see like some of the pepperoni kind of poking out a bit. So, but it's okay. We got this, chat. We got this. So I'm going to have them kind of together. I'm just going to let them proof. I'm hoping they're not going to fall over. So I'm putting a little bit of a gap. So when they cook, it'll proof and it will kind of stick together a bit. I'm going to move that one over a sec. These are just like kind of extras. Just kind of deciding where to put them. There we go. That'll do. All right, I'm just going to let them kind of proof a little bit before they go in the oven. Oh my goodness me. Come out really nice and crispy on the outside. Anyway, so there's those beautiful pizza rolls we made. So we actually made a higher hydration dough. We made a 75, I'd say 75% hydration dough of a wholemeal dough. 350 grams of wholemeal and about 150 grams of bread flour. So we had salt in there, sugar, the oil, so 12 grams of salt, 12 grams of sugar, 30 ml of oil, vegetable oil, canola, whichever you prefer, about 4 teaspoons of dried yeast, and about, it was roughly, how much was it? I think I put roughly about 400 ml, near enough of water in there in the end. Warm water, so 35 to 95 Fahrenheit. We didn't knead it, so we pinched it instead of kneading it, pinched and folded. We let it rest, we knocked it back twice, and then rolled them out really thin, so cut it in half. We made the tomato sauce from scratch, so onions, garlic, thyme, tomatoes, fresh tomatoes, and canned tomatoes, a little bit of honey, a little bit of vinegar in there, sorry. So vinegar to bring up the flavors, and then the honey to balance out that acidity. We also had 3 different cheeses, mozzarella, British coastal cheese, and Swiss cheese. We also had some pepperoni in there, peppers, and we also had some crispy bacon, and what else was in there? Something else. What was it, chat? Something else. I think that was it. Oh, the hatch green chili. But obviously these ones I totally forgot to add the bacon and hatch green chili. But either way, they're in the next slot anyway in the oven. Oh yeah. Oh my goodness me. Oh my goodness me. Look at those. Those are little gems right there. But anyway, I hope you all have a great rest of your Wednesday. Thank you so much for hanging out. We'll be back tomorrow, 10 AM Mountain Time as always. But until next time, have a great rest of your day. And I'll see you tomorrow, if not Friday. Much love, guys. Thank you for the support. And I'll see you soon, amigos.